Oman is a country located in the southeast of the Arabian Peninsula. It is officially known as the Sultanate of Oman, and its capital is Muscat. Oman is bordered by the Arabian Sea to the east, the Strait of Hormuz to the northeast, the United Arab Emirates to the north, Saudi Arabia to the west, and Yemen to the southwest. The country's historical roots are deep, linked to seafaring, trade, and ancient civilizations such as Bahrain and Mesopotamia. Oman was of great strategic importance, especially in the 16th century when the Portuguese tried to control the region. The modernization process that began in the 1970s under the leadership of Sultan Qaboos bin Said put the country on a path of rapid development. Oman's economy is largely based on oil and natural gas resources, but in recent years efforts have been made to diversify into sectors such as tourism, fisheries, and agriculture. The country is a place where traditional Arab culture and modern developments come together, and is remarkable for its social structure and cultural heritage. Today, Oman stands out with a stable political structure and a thriving economy. Following the death of Sultan Qaboos bin Said in 2020, his nephew Sultan Qaboos bin Tariq came to power and continued the country's modernization and reform processes. Diplomatically, Oman has managed to stay out of conflicts in the region by maintaining a neutral stance, and has been recognized as a peace broker, especially in the Arabian Peninsula. Economically, although Oman is dependent on oil and gas resources, the government has made a concerted effort in recent years to diversify the economy. Significant investments are being made, and growth is targeted in sectors such as tourism, logistics, fishing, and mining. Under the strategic plan called Oman Vision 2040, the country aims to achieve a more sustainable structure economically, socially, and culturally. From a social perspective, Oman is adapting to the modernization process while preserving its traditional values. Significant progress has been made in areas such as education and health, and women's participation in the labor force has increased. The people of Oman live a peaceful and secure life under the monarchy system. However, the country also faces challenges such as youth unemployment and economic diversification. Oman is trying to stimulate economic growth through infrastructure projects and foreign investment. Critical infrastructure such as ports, roads, and airports are being modernized, and attractive opportunities for foreign investors are being offered, especially through the creation of special economic zones such as Duqm. These zones aim to develop areas such as industrial production, logistics, and tourism. The energy sector continues to play a central role in Oman's economic structure. However, fluctuations in oil prices and decreasing global dependence on fossil fuels have pushed Oman towards renewable energy sources. Solar and wind energy projects stand out as part of efforts in this area. Oman's foreign policy is known for its diplomatic efforts to maintain stability, especially in the Gulf region. The country is notable for its efforts to strike a balance between regional powers such as Saudi Arabia and Iran, while adopting a neutral and conciliatory stance in the international arena. Oman has played a mediating role in the conflict in Yemen and has contributed to the search for solutions through diplomacy and other crises in the region. Culturally, Oman strives to balance traditional Islamic values with the requirements of the modern world. In the tourism sector, particular emphasis is placed on preserving cultural and natural heritage. The country aims to become a center of attraction in tourism with its Bala Fort, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and other historical sites. Oman is undertaking reforms to include a large proportion of its young population in employment and to improve the quality of education. Programs encouraging local entrepreneurship and vocational training centers are being established to increase youth participation in the workforce. Along with improvements in education, advances are also being made in technology and innovation. Today, Oman has a modest economic size compared to other countries in the Arabian Peninsula, but is characterized by social tranquility and political stability. The country is recognized as a peaceful actor both regionally and globally, and is on a path of sustainable development for the future. Oman is not in a position to be called the Switzerland of the Middle East, but the analogy may make sense in certain respects. Just as Switzerland is known for its neutrality and diplomatic mediation role, Oman pursues a neutral and conciliatory policy in the Middle East. The country has managed to stay away from regional conflicts and has tried to maintain a balance between regional powers such as Saudi Arabia and Iran. Although Oman is not as economically prosperous as Switzerland, it plays an important role in maintaining stability and peace in the region. Moreover, Oman's emphasis on diplomacy and its role as a mediator in conflict resolution may lead it to be likened to Switzerland. However, compared to Switzerland in terms of economic diversity and prosperity, Oman still has a long way to go. Therefore, Oman's being referred to as the Switzerland of the Middle East can be attributed more to its diplomatic stance and peaceful attitude. Oman's reputation as the Switzerland of the Middle East is a reflection of the unique role the country plays in the region. In addition to having a rich historical background and deep-rooted diplomatic tradition, Oman has created a special position for itself by adopting a neutral stance in international relations. The country has maintained a climate of tolerance and peace among different sects and ethnic groups, ensuring internal tranquility. This makes Oman stand out as a peace and dialogue-oriented country that manages to stay away from conflicts and tensions. This policy of neutrality and balance is also noteworthy in Oman's relations with neighboring countries. Especially in the tensions between Saudi Arabia and Iran, Oman has managed to maintain good relations with both sides and assumed the role of mediator. It has similarly sought dialogue and peace in regional crises, such as the conflict in Yemen. This represents a rare diplomatic approach in the turbulent political atmosphere of the Middle East. On the economic front, while Oman has not yet achieved the prosperity and diversity of Switzerland, it continues its efforts to wean its economy off its dependence on oil and gas. The Oman Vision 2040 plan targets growth in sectors such as tourism, logistics, renewable energy, and technology. Like Switzerland, Oman is making strides in economic diversification and sustainability, but still has a long way to go. Socially, Oman is similar to Switzerland in its multicultural and tolerant nature. The culture of peaceful coexistence between different ethnic groups and sects is one of the elements that strengthen Oman's social fabric. Reforms such as increasing the role of women in society and bringing youth into the workforce are part of Oman's modernization efforts. In conclusion, Oman's reputation as the Switzerland of the Middle East stems from the country's neutral diplomatic stance, pursuit of peace, social cohesion, and economic diversification efforts. However, Oman's strides in this direction place it in a unique position in the region, even though it does not have the economic prosperity and global influence to be fully comparable to Switzerland.